And then I make my debut at 17, professional MMA. Then I fought professional Muay Thai. Then I fought professional kickboxing. And then when I walked to the cage and I saw all the lights off, and you see the lights of the cell phones of people filming, and I step in the cage and I see the lights, and then my mom always go with me, and then she always has like his little like like little thing here that says coach, and I was just like, okay, mom, you already know what's going on. I'm gonna go there. If you see me, I'm getting tired, just yell at me, breathe. If you see I'm getting fucked up, just tell me to breathe or circle out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your curiosity. With us today is the UNF two-time flyweight champ, the flyweight and super flyweight because it's 25 and 30. But the man is the champ over at UNF, and he's given us the time of day today. So thank you, champ. This is Gianni Kriptonita Vasquez. This is a phenomenal fucking episode. First world champion on the pod. Thank you for coming on, brother.
No, thank you guys for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be in the podcast, and then it's always like really nice when you guys giving us the spot and the time to put ourselves up there, and then I'm just having fun up here, and then I'm just grateful, that you guys reach out, and then we're here now.
Absolutely, brother. So we're gonna start off the program like I always do. Johnny, I always start the program by asking this question because I have a real belief in this. In order to understand the present, catch a glimpse into the future, we kind of have to go visit the past real quick. And with that in mind, what were you like as a child?
I was always like a really quiet child, I would say. At the same time, I guess to be quiet never get me out of troubles. So I was like a quiet child, like a smart, but somehow I always end up getting into fights, and then since I have memory, like fighting has always been part of myself, part of my life, and then and yeah, man, like I say, super quiet, like super smart, like not like I wouldn't say lonely, but I always like to be around just like small group of friends, like one, two, no more than two people really, and then but yeah, somehow we always get into fights, and then we always uh fighting since like I have memory, always.
Well, I guess that's going to jump into my next question. What was your journey in martial arts like? Like, how did you actually start training?
I would say I never say this. I believe I never mentioned it before, but like I believe when I was like around 8, 7, probably even younger though, probably like 6. My mom took us to like it was like a public karate uh school, in town. They have those like like government programs where they help out like people, and then you can go and learn some stuff, art, like music, like martial arts or some type of sport for free. So I believe my mom took me and my sister up there to learn some karate, and then it was cool, but it was just for like 2 months we went, and then like that's it. Like I didn't have any really like interest in karate. And then like I mentioned it before, I was getting into so many fights always, till when I turned 12. I met some guy at school, and he was a boxer. He comes from a family of boxers. His dad, his mom, his brothers, like his uncles, full family of boxers. And I met this guy, and then I started boxing at 12. And that was when my journey as martial arts starts. That's why I never mentioned the karate before, and I never really mentioned it because I didn't count that. But I really start boxing at 12, and then since then I never stopped. From boxing, I went 3 years of just boxing. Then after I went to kickboxing, and then MMA gym, and then that's when I kind of like start doing the grappling, a lot of like nogi, and then went to Muay Thai, and then a lot of bunch of stuff. But yeah, I started boxing at 12.
Oh, that's intense, man. And I'm happy that you did go through it because now we have you here. But what was the aha moment? Like at one moment, are you going through all this training and then all of a sudden it kind of like it I've heard somebody say that it's almost like a pebble being like shot at you and it hits you in the side of the head and you have that aha moment and you're like, hey, I want to become an MMA fighter.
For me, to be honest, like I said, I always was like really quiet, like um like as a kid I was always like stay in my line, going to school, and then I was really good at school and then all those stuff, but like somehow I was getting into fights. And then I remember they make the little circle, you know? They make always the little circle, and then we find in the middle of the circle, and then all the kids yelling your name and stuff like that. And I kind of remember that I really like that. And then I make my debut at 17, professional MMA. Then I fought professional Muay Thai. Then I fought professional kickboxing. And then it was till probably like 19 years old that I find like one promotion in Mexico City, GFL, and then that was like till today probably that's the biggest event that I ever fought. It was like around 5,000 people in that event in Mexico. And I remember I was getting ready. I really like to fight and all that stuff. I was already doing professional MMA. And then when I walked to the cage and I saw all the lights off, and I just see you see the lights of the cell phones of people filming. And I step in the cage and I see the lights of the production in the cage. I start running around the cage, to fill it out. And I look to everybody just was waiting for me to fight. And then like I saw the eyes of the people were really into it because MMA fans in Mexico they get crazy. So they were like super excited, and I was like stopped in my corner. I was like looking at everybody. I was like, man, it's like 5,000 people here, and they just waiting for me. They just waiting for me to do this. I'm like, fuck yeah! I think I want to do this for my whole life. I was already in college, study law school, but that was the moment when I was like something hit me, and I was like, you know what? Like, fuck the school, man. Like this shit is like it's a thing that you never feel before, and then nothing else is gonna give it to me this feeling. So I was like, man, I'm gonna become an MMA fighter because like this is what got my heart.
Yeah, I get it. When the passion hits, it's out of this world. For when you find your passion, that's the thing that I've been told. When you find your passion, it does become that way. And you have a 10-year MMA career, brother. You've been fighting for a minute, and you started at 17. I think I would have shit myself if they would have told me to fight for the first time at 17. But can you recall that debut at LCS 5? I believe is what it was called. You won a UD versus Carlos Apodaca. Do you recall that fight and what that moment was like for you?
Actually, that wasn't my debut. My debut was a year before that. But the thing is that, like, like I'm from Mexico. That was like almost 13 years ago. And then the thing is that, like, topology wasn't really a thing back then in Mexico, at least. So my pro debut is not in topology. But I remember that day, like I was like 17 years old, a kid fighting in like a little local, uh, like a party place. It was like a fair of like the little town in Tizayuca, like a little fair in the town. And then there was like one guy that I know. He threw the event. He's like, we're gonna do a MMA fight. He just rent some chairs. He rent a ring because it was in a ring. And then man, I remember I bought some like a surfing shorts. I bought some shorts. I went to put someone like like my name on it, and that was it. We went up there and do the weigh-ins and everything. And I remember, uh, I probably at 17 I was weighing like 125 because I was really short and small. And then my opponent didn't show up, and then the promoter, uh, he's like, "Hey, Gianni, I have like a sad news. Like your opponent didn't show up, but it's another guy. His name is Enrique. I was 17. The guy was like 38, 36. He's like, but this is Enrique, bro. And then like his opponent didn't show up too, so you guys can make it work. I'm like, man, like I'm a 120 fighter. He's like 140 fighter, 150 fighter. Like how that works? And he's like, man, look at you're taller, he's shorter. So it's kind of even, like it's kind of like okay, you're lighter, but you're taller, so you can keep it away. You know how promoters are, they always try to like give you the confidence because they always try to make the show keep going. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. He's like, and plus, look at if you do good in the night, I'm gonna pay you like 1,500 pesos, which is like $75. And at 17, man, that was a lot. I was like, fuck yeah, okay, I'm down. So I remember like I say yes, and then my mom was there, my couple of my cousins, and then yeah, like pretty much I had my mom as a corner, and then I went up there. I started fighting first round. Like, bro, I never got hit before like that hard in my life. So he hit me so hard, like my mouth started bleeding, my nose. Second round, it start, and then thank God I have a good chin. So the guy was getting hitting me, and then he put me in the corner. He take me down, and then start ground and pound, and then I was smart enough to like secure the armbar belly down, and then I submit the guy. So I won my debut by submission, belly down, armbar belly down in the second round, and then that was it. Like $70, $75. Like I was feeling like having the world in my hands, and then it was beautiful moment, It was beautiful moment, and then from there I have to wait a little bit more and kind of try to think about more serious about the sport, and then that's when I fought Carlos Apodaca, and then yeah, man, the rest is history. Now we're here in California, living the life, having two belts under my name. Today, I just saw I'm the number one flyweight in California, number three in Texas, number two in the West Coast, and then I'm here, waiting for my call to the big show.
Hey, brother, that's coming because at 17, like I said, I would have probably shit myself, to be real with you. And that's fucking dope because, yeah, you're right. I looked at Topology and I was like, I know I had heard mention that he had started a little earlier than that. And you said you were 17. And I was like, wait, but Topology he was like almost closer to 19 or 18 than to 17. So I was trying to figure that one out. But I'm happy that you shared that story because that's the beginning of the inception of Gianni Vasquez. That's the beginning of your story as a fighter. And that's dope. And I can't imagine having mom in the corner because I probably would have got in there. My mom would have put some Vicks all over me, had me like, yo, chill out.
Yeah. Bro, like the thing is that my mom, she used to go to all my amateur career, and she used to be in my corner, cause like the amateur back in the day in Mexico was kind of different than what it is right now. So I remember like we used to go back in the day to tournaments. They were like amateur fights, but even MMA, it was crazy up there in Mexico, cause I used to go to MMA tournaments. It was like amateur rules, but like I used to fight like 3 times in one day, because it was like a jiu-jitsu tournament. But doesn't matter how many people sign up, is like you gotta close out. But the MMA amateur in those days up there in Mexico, it was like just like the difference. It was the time, but it was 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and it was like no shin pads, MMA gloves, the 4 ounces gloves, no elbows to the face, no knees to the face. But basically, you can kick to the face, kick to the body, punches, knees to the body. Just no elbows to the face and no knees to the face. And then that was the amateur. And then you beat the first guy, and then like I remember the more I fought was like 3 fights in one day. And then like just to get my little trophy. Yeah, I got my little trophy, and then my mom always go with me, and then she always has like his little like like little thing here that says coach, and I was just like, okay, mom, you already know what's going on. I'm gonna go there. If you see me I'm getting tired, just yell at me, breathe. If you see I'm getting fucked up, just tell me to breathe or circle out. And then if you see I punch the guy and I hurt him, just tell me to keep going. And she's like, okay. And then yeah, she was my corner for like 15 amateur fights. And then when I start fighting pro, she always goes ringside and then always watching fight. And then today she can't come to the US yet because she don't have visa, but she always see my fights. And after the fight, I call her. And then the next day after my fight, we call again. And then she always now understand a lot the sport for sure. And she's telling me, you know what? I feel like you were hesitating at this thing. I feel like you were like missing this thing. I feel like you should do more this. And then I see how like you're improving in this area, but you need to keep focus on this. And I like it though. Like I really like it. She really loves the I'm a fighter. She really liked the I fought, and then and she support me a lot. So it's cool.
That's fucking dope. Not only is mom number one a fan, but she's like supportive. She goes over the fights with you. That's fucking amazing, brother. You know, that's what it should be like. And it's not always, unfortunately, but it's so cool that you got that with your mom. But I was going over your career. Dude, you have so much experience. It's like scary to see how good you are and all the shit that you've done. Because you've competed for multiple promotions. You went from Jasaji Fight League, King of the Cage, CCW, LFA, Lux, which is in Mexico. And if anyone has UFC Fight Pass, you should watch Lux events. Don't miss them. They're hype as fuck and they're amazing fights. Combate Global, and now UNF, where you're the two-time champ. What have you learned as far as the business side of this? Because obviously, you know, moving from Mexico to California, then you've probably learned the business through time. But working with all these promotions, what have you learned as far as the business aspect of MMA?
I would say that like it's been a journey for me. I've been enjoying it. I always gonna be grateful with every single promotion. They give me the opportunity to put myself up there and then like put the eyes of her fans on myself, and it's been good, you know. All the promotions they do a pretty good job. Some promotions have like little issues, um, uh, but that's it, it's gonna be the same with everything, you know. It's like, I mean, I've never been fighting the UFC yet. I will be this year for sure, but I have teammates up there, and they sometimes have tell me some things that happen, and then it's a little issue. So like, shit happens in all the levels and all the aspects, but I'm just being grateful with all the promotions I've been fighting, and then it's been a good experience for me, you know. I feel like the best thing I take out of like fighting in different promotions is that like I've been facing all type of levels. Some fighters, they just stay in one promotion and they just keep fighting the same people, and then like, you know, like they don't fight against the best. It's no disrespect to all my friends, and then my people from Latin America, Mexico, stuff like that. But like, I went out of my country, and then Mexico, Latin America, we have one of the best strikers in the world. You know, we have like super, like, our culture is about fighting, and then we always really good strikers. But when I came to the US, I find out that like the grappling, the wrestling is different here, you know. And then I feel like that make me grow as a fighter, fighting in all these type of promotions, because I've been fighting all type of fighters, you know, grapplers, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu guys, boxers, kickboxers, and then like I've been facing all of them, and I'm ready to scrap with all of them. And then like I've been having so much experience in all the promotions, facing the best guys from every single promotion, you know. And that's good for me. It helps me a lot, and then it makes me grow up, and then that's how uh I am who I am, you know, because of that.
Yeah, the experience factor makes a huge difference in your understanding that even throughout all these levels that you've gone through, like, hey, shit just happens. You just kind of have to roll with it. I did want to look up this one because I was curious. I have never seen you state it. Maybe I just didn't find the right clips, but I was looking through some of your older interviews. When and where did you get the nickname Kriptonita? Like, where did that come from?
The Kriptonita nickname is one of my good friends. I actually call my brother. His name is Salvador. He's from Mexico. He was, and he is my teammate and from my Muay Thai gym back home in Mexico. Uh, when I start fighting professional out there, I have the pleasure and the honor to fight a lot of guys that were undefeated, and then they're supposed to be the next thing, and then we face them, and then like we put the first loss in his record of these guys. And that's when my friend, he's like, hey man, like we need to find a nickname for you. We always were looking for that. And then he's like, I think I'm gonna call you Kriptonita, man, because like all these guys, they're like hyping up, and then they say they're undefeated, like, you know, fucking making look like a Superman. And then guess what? You come and then you face them, and then like you get the first loss of them, so it kind of makes sense, you know. And I really appreciate that guy, and then I love him a lot. He helped me a lot through the years, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that. You're like one of the guys that like I really appreciate a lot, and it means a lot for me, you know, that like people like that give me that name, and then it kind of stick to it, and then it kind of give me the power, you know, because I when a new guys, they come and they call me and they say like, hey, like nobody wants to fight this guy. Everybody's running away from this fight. I'm like, bring it. You know, I'm the one. Just let me see how much you're gonna get paid first, and then bring it. You know,
Right, we got to see the contract.
man. You know, Superman is not gonna go down for cheap.
I like that one. Oh shit, that's hilarious, man. I love that one, man. That's good. I didn't know what it was. I was like, I wonder why, and then that makes sense. So shout out to Salvador for the for the name and the reference, because now we got it. This one I don't want to go over too long. Can we talk about Fury? That promotion, for those who are new to your career, we had that very scary triangle into an armbar. And I know you spoke about it on MMA Junkie. You know, it was scary, dude. I rewatched it recently, and I was like, my God, my heart was like going for it. But can you? I don't want to get too deep into details because I don't want to trigger you or have you like stressed out about it. But can you kind of recall what that moment was like, and then like maybe what you think you could have done a little differently at that time?
To be honest, man, I everything take like a champ, and then that was a good thing that happened to my life. On the way of my career, you know, because that took my career to the next level. It showed me that like I'm stronger than what people think. I'm stronger than what I was thinking. It showed me that what I'm capable. You know, like coming from an injury like that, take the belt, take the next fight, and then take a guy that was in the UFC and the Ultimate Fighting with Conor McGregor, has a lot of hype, and then just defend my belt against him, and then like make it look like first round was competitor, but second and third, to be honest, I was just doing whatever I want. I was having so much fun up there. So that night in Fury, it was so many things that happened that like people didn't understand. People didn't know that, like, for example, my opponent missed weight by 5 pounds. Like he didn't even try to make weight. He showed up early at the way, and then he just like, you know what, I don't want to make weight. That's it. Like if the fight doesn't happen, it's because of you. And then of course you're having on the other side, knowing that Sean Shelby was about to be there. Sean Shelby, the matchmaker of the UFC, he was about to be there in ringside watching my fight. And then if I gave him the show of the night, I was able to get the contract. So even if the miss weight of 5 pounds was there, like it didn't matter to me, you know, because that was the opportunity of my life. So we took the fight, and a fight was like 5 rounds without title, which like if would have been the three, like everybody knew that like I was winning the fight till the last moment. I make a mistake to try to uh, prove that I can wrestle, and then I did it in the wrong moment, and not taking any credit from the guy. He did his job, and he got me in a good submission, and it was good, you know. The referee make a big mistake, and then I hope like he paid for it, because it's still a shit show with that type of stuff with the Commission of Texas. He make a mistake, and then you know, we're all humans, but I believe that like we have to have a repercussions of those type of situations, because like I said before, I could die, and then it's not about the money, it's not about anything, it's about like don't let other guy die, you know, because like it happens to me, and thank God I'm here talking to you today, and then that was in the past, we're moving forward, but I don't want no one to happen or suffer that type of stuff that I went through, you know. So Fury was a good company for me when I fought up there. They opened the doors for me. They gave me a good opportunity. They put a lot of eyes on me, and then you know, like I said before, like I'm grateful with all the promotions. They give me the chance to fight for them. But now we're in up next, and then like I'm really happy, man. You know, the promotion treat me well. George, he's like amazing promoter, and then they always treat me like I'm a champ, and I really love that, man. So yeah, Fury thing, it was hard, but it made me who I am right now, and then it took me to the next level, and then now people know, you know, like, bro, you need more than put me out, you need more than fucking hurt my arm to like just think that I'm out of the business. I'm here in the business. I'm gonna still here in the business, and I still have more to show. So they better be ready.
Shit, I like that too, brother. Damn. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I didn't want to get too deep into it. I'm so happy that you brought it up the way you did, and I'm happy you're here with us. Because again, I watched that footage, and I think I nearly had a stroke watching it. I was trying to like pull the wall off. I was like, oh shit. And I'm happy that we're here and we learn from it. And also, you know, it gives the opportunity for all the other athletes to be like, hey, you gotta definitely take care of yourself. But I was finding the story of how I found you. I was on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I saw the Up Next Fighting promotion and I'm like, oh, this is dope. And I kept scrolling and then like not too long after I'm scrolling, I got this badass promo package of yours. You have this amazing video. And in the initial video that I saw, it looked like you had like the Mexican flag like all over you. And it's you hitting pads and they show the belt. And I was like, yo, who is this cat? Because this dude looks cold. You got the best music on there. Everything about that promo package was perfect. I was like, this is how you sell yourself as a fighter. And it was extremely well done, brother. So kudos to you and your editor and your team. But what advice would you give the younger fighters when it comes to branding themselves? You know, because ultimately you are your own brand.
I would say this, nowadays, you gotta understand that like this is a business, man. And then it's not only about like be like how good you are, you know. It's how much you can sell, how much people you can bring to the show. And I'm not saying that you have to act or be someone that you're not. I would say my best advice for everybody is like be yourself. Don't disrespect nobody. Just be yourself, and then believe in what you are and what you worth. You know, and what you're worth it. Like, man, I'm a champion, and I believe it, and I am, and I'm just gonna act like a champ. You know, I'm not gonna pretend that like I'm the same as everybody because I'm not though. That's where I am, where I am right now. You know, and it's not being cocky. It's just being confident in all the work I put in myself. You know, if you see myself, I train 7 days a week, which my physical therapist, my nutrition, everybody told me that I should have a 24 hours day of rest. I'm the type of guy that can sleep knowing that like I don't reach my full potential. That I'm not at the place that I want to be yet, you know? And then I'm the type of guy that I can sleep. I say this to all my friends and to all the people that trains with me and stuff like that. I'm like, can you imagine sometimes when I train like crazy, like the way I am right now, I still getting my ass beat up. If I don't fucking train, I'm gonna get killed. You know, like I take it serious, and I feel like you gotta be yourself, and you gotta understand that. And then for all the branding stuff, we gotta sell, man. This is a show, and the promotions they're looking for people that like put on the show. And I'm a showman, and I'm just showing to the people who I am, what I do, and they like it. You know, I'm just being really, really like pure with myself about who I am. I'm not trying to act like other people. And then I feel like all the young guys right now, they need to just be more confident of yourselves, you know, like be more confident in yourselves and believe that like you belong where you think you belong. If you say you're a UFC caliber, believe it and start acting like you are, you know. If you say you're gonna be a world champion, believe it and then start acting like you are a world champion. Because probably not today, probably not tomorrow, like people say, but one day I will be. And then when that happen, I'm gonna tell. I told you guys, you know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm. This is my year. I believe this is my year. I believe like my time is coming, and I believe by summer, man, I'm gonna be in the UFC. They already know me. They already know who I am, and they need to put me up there because it's like it's no doubt. It's not anything else I need to do to be there. I already proved I belong there.
Hey man, we gotta get that call with Sean Shelby. I'm hoping you get the call this year. It'd be fucking exciting. And yeah, man, thank you for the advice that you give the young guys that are coming up. But I do see that you competed in BJJ as well. You're a BJJ and brown belt. It says under check mat, according to Smooth Comp. But you competed in ADCC Open, one of the open tournaments that they had. Will we be seeing you compete more in jiu-jitsu moving forward?
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. I'm a competitive person. Like I'm always trying to stay active and busy, like I say right now. I was trying to compete actually next week, but I got a little cut on my eye from the fight, and then I got stitches, so I'm not gonna be able to compete. Cause actually I'm already like talking for my next fight. I'm already setting up a date and everything for my next fight because I like to stay active. But for sure, I'm gonna try to compete at least twice before my next fight in jiu-jitsu. You know, I like to keep like improving. I like to keep putting myself up there in like the competition mood. You know, I like to keep like getting that feeling of like proving myself that I can be anywhere. You know, that's why people doesn't understand that, like, oh, maybe he's just a striker. Man, I train jiu-jitsu every single day. Like this morning I was training jiu-jitsu. You know, I train jiu-jitsu every single day. I complete jiu-jitsu tournaments the more I can. So like, I mean, I start with boxing, but take me down, I can stay on the ground. You know, like, it's just like, I'm a Mexican and Mexicans would like to bang, you know? But doesn't mean that I can grapple. Doesn't mean that I can take you down. So for sure I'm gonna be competing more in jiu-jitsu. Probably I was checking on some like beach wrestling tournaments. There's gonna coming up here around the area. I never competed in wrestling, and then beach tournament sounds like pretty fun, you know, doing some wrestling on the beach. So I kind of like that. But for sure, I'm gonna try to compete more in jiu-jitsu in the next month.
Wow. Damn, brother, you really got that spirit to continue to compete at that level, because that shit is really stressful. With the ADCC being the Olympics of Jiu-Jitsu, what was it like to do that rule set? Just because, you know, every rule set is different, but what was that rule set like for you, at least?
I really like it, man. To be honest, I was really good. I was kind of upset that like I lost by referee's decision in the final, but to be honest, like all my teammates and then friends that I know that they compete a lot in that rule set, they say that I should have won that one, but like I said, we never complain about anything. You know, my job is not be a referee. Job is not be a judge. I should have finished the guy just to, you know, like don't let that in the hands of the referees. But I really like the rule set because force people to engage more the the match. You know, like I really like the like it's a lot of like wrestling base, and then I feel comfortable. Like I say, I really like to wrestle. I really can wrestle now. I can really do a good scrap on the wrestling department. And then as a jiu-jitsu guy, it's funny because I'm always hunting for the submission. I fucking hate to like play by points. No, you gotta know the game you're playing, and you gotta play the game you are in. Every single tournament in jiu-jitsu, I think I've been competing, you know, since white belt till right now that I'm a brown belt. I believe only when I make my second tournament as a brown belt is the only tournament that I won gi no gi division uh, by points. But besides that, all my wins in jiu-jitsu tournaments is by submission. And it's funny because I'm always even losing by points. I'm losing by points, and then I finish the people. So I'm always hunting the submission. I'm always hunting like to finish the match, and that's why I like the ADCC because the first half of the match is no points. It's just you gotta go for the kill, and that's the best for me. You know, I gotta go for the kill. I gotta go for the kill, and then after like the points start. But like it's a really good setup rule set because it makes the the grappling really aggressive. I really like aggressive grappling, so it's nice for me. I like it.
Yeah. No one wants to see these fucking like whack ass dudes sit on their ass and like hold hands. It's just a weird thing that I think is in the combat sports world that we're all like, come on. So we're seeing a lot more aggression in the sport. So I'm happy that you feel the same way. But you're in Team Oyama, if I'm not mistaken, which is very well known, extremely well respected. What's the best advice you've been given so far in your MMA career? Maybe it didn't come from Team Oyama, but maybe throughout the career as a whole.
Man, I feel like my best advice that I ever have from Coach Yama, because Coach Yama always give me good advice. Man, like I'm gonna go back to the example of like what happened in Texas last year on Fury. After that injury, he went to the hospital with me and everything, and he said, "Gianni, don't worry. We just have a bad night today, but trust me, you still material for the UFC, and your time will come. Relax. This shit is gonna pass, and then let's keep moving on. Let's keep training. As soon as you're like healthy, we're gonna go back in track. Just believe it." And then that was one of the biggest things, you know, because like it's hard to keep good people around you when shit like that happens. You know, like I just won again my last fight last weekend, and then I still till today I still having people message me, you know, congrats and all this and all that. But when you get injured or you lost, it's just like one hand of people that send you a message, worry about you, worry about how you are. And then it's not bad, whatever. Like I don't even get mad to those people, it's like, if personally, I know who is with me on the good ones, on the bad ones. And I appreciate the people that take the time to send me a message when I won, because even like that, I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that people notice my work, notice my talent, my potential, and they message me. But when you have people like Colin Oyama with you on those moments, and they give you that advice, and they give you that like little push to believe that like it was just a bad day, and the next day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be the same person as every day. That's when like you just realize that like you need to stay with those people. You need to keep those people around you, because man, not everybody does that. And then he did it to me. So, like that man has a lot of good things for me. And then I'm going to be grateful for him, and then for him being on my corner always. And then, yeah, man, that's the best advice I got for him. The I'm gonna make it to the big show, and then I'm gonna do some things that really really good.
To the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, to have a coach like Oyama, who's a legend, that's fucking amazing. And yeah, it's the real coach is the coach that can sit there with you when you lose and still be like, hey, we got work to do. Don't think about this too much. Let's get past this point. Soak it up, go through the emotions, but don't let it stop you. It's coming next. I have a coach. My coach, Adam, always says, sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer. That day you were the nail. Like, it is what it is. We're going to move on and keep getting better. And next time you get to be the hammer. So that experience makes a big difference. And I have to ask this question because this is one I've always been curious about. Honestly, I don't even think I'm strict enough to try to make 125. But right after you make weight, what's the first thing you go to eat?
Usually, like, I have my nutritionist, and then he always give me a diet after the weigh-ins, and he told me what to eat, stuff like that. And then for me, I like it because always my first choice is going to get some meat, like steak or something, even a hamburger. I always like hamburger, or like a really really good like a piece of steak. Like, oh my gosh, that's like I don't know, but like the first bite of the meat, like it's like I feel like an animal, dog. It's like I'm just tasting it, and like, oh my gosh, this thing is hyping me up. So a good steak always after the weigh-ins is like really good for me.
That's fucking dope. And yeah, you guys deserve it. You made it fucking 125. I'm sorry. I just can't imagine what that weight cut feels like. I would be probably crying my eyes out and not knowing what to do. But now that we've talked about that, and I love and respect how disciplined you are, because most fighters are like, a cheeseburger, I'm having pizza, I'm going to Wendy's. Like, I have one guy tell me he goes straight to Denny's or IHOP and goes straight to it and just eats nothing but that, like 4 or 5 plates of it right in between, the fight and the actual weigh-in. He doesn't go too ham into the morning, but he slams a bunch of food at night because he's like,
the craziest thing I do that people always is like, oh shit, you're crazy. Is like I always eat donuts or like a cake, because I love donuts or cake, and I always have donuts. Even at the weigh-ins, I came with my donuts. Boom, I step in the scale, make weight. I got my donut or my cake, and I eat one, and I chill. That little sugar carbs. Oh, I love it, man. And it's just like I'm super used to it, to like to that type of like eating and training, that like you even gonna see me, and I even get cut one time or two times, like in the backstage right before my fight, eating donuts. Like,
oh man,
that's right before the fight, because like
okay.
I love donuts so much.
So then, in the donut conversation, are you a Krispy Kreme guy or a Dunkin' Donuts guy?
Look, we have a donut place here in California called Randy's Donuts. I don't know if you ever try it, but Randy's Donuts, man, one of the best like donuts ever you can try. Like, literally, when I tried Randy's Donuts, man, I fall in love. They like, I'm just gonna say this, I feel like a traitor, but yesterday I was at the airport in San Antonio, and then I have to buy a Dunkin' Donuts, because I was there. I was like, I saw the Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, let's what can go wrong with the donut? And I eat it. I eat 2 donuts, and I was like, man, why the fuck I did this? Like Randy's donuts is like the best. Like, why I'm eating this? And then like I feel like a traitor, and I probably deserve it. But like tonight, I'm gonna go Randy's donuts right now for sure tonight.
Oh shit, that's dope, man. So Randy's Donuts, y'all got the shout out. I haven't tried it yet. My cousin lives out in Long Beach, and he's always telling me, he's like, yo, this
Oh, I told everybody, as soon as I get to the big show, UFC, Randy's donuts gonna be my sponsor. Trust me. That's
shit. I hope so. They should.
The gold card, Randy's donuts. Whatever Randy's donuts I show up, show the card, get some donuts. Man, telling you, Randy's donuts. I'm coming for you too.
Oh man, the UFC and Randy's Donuts. That's gonna be quite the mesh, brother. You're gonna be selling out left and right. Might even have your own flavor at some point. But looking at your career so far, you're now with Iridium, which is one of the top agencies in MMA. What benefits do you feel you're getting from having Iridium in your corner? Because I know a few of their fighters, they seem to be a wonderful business to work with.
Of course, it's always good for me to having like a sport agency like them on my back, and then like right now we're hoping with a good agency like that, with a good work that I'm doing, like we get to the big show in the next couple weeks. We get some opening, and they call my name. Like that's what is the benefit to be with people like that. They have those connections, and then it's not just the connections. They have the connections. I have the work ethic. I have the results that like we need, and then we hope in a couple of weeks we get the call.
Fuck yeah, brother. I'm excited to see what happens next in your career. My last question, I know it's still early in your career, but when it's all said and done, the crowd's quiet, you get to the cage, you take off your gloves, you leave it in the center of the mat. What do you want your legacy to be in this sport?
I want people to remember myself as like one of the most exciting fighters ever step in the cage. Till today, between MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, professional, I have 23 professional fights. In 23 professional fights, I can truly say that it's never been a boring fight from me. And I want to keep it like that. Every single time I step in the cage, I told the promoter, fight of the night, or performance of the night, or knockout of the night, or submission of the night. And every single time I get it. I get every single time fight of the night. So every single time I get performance of the night or like knockout of the night, so when I retire, I want to see people remember me as one of the more exciting fighters in the sport. And then I want to see my people from Mexico see myself as like one of the best fighters coming from Mexico to the top level of the sport. I wanna show the generation of kids up there that like whatever we believe and we dream, we can make it happen. Because I'm example of that. We're born in a country that showing us hard work every single day, and then the country is trying to put you down, but we fucking fight hard every single day, and then we make it happen.
Hell yeah, brother. That guerrero spirit y'all have is it's universally known. We know profoundly that that's not the Mexicans are the tough people that go to war, and we love and respect y'all for that. So just before I let you go, do you have anything currently on schedule, or are we just kind of playing the waiting game to see what the final dates look like at this time?
I'm targeting for summer. I'm targeting for like June, July. And then, of course, I already went back to the gym on Monday. I was already on the gym on Monday. I start training twice a day, and I'm trying to stay like strict with my diet. Keep my weight low, enjoying a little bit here and there. But like, I like I say, keep training. I'm hoping if some short notice UFC call came out, I'm ready. It doesn't matter 25, 35, fuck it, 45, whatever, we're down to scrap. We're never going to say no to the short notice in the UFC. But I'm hoping to get the call up there. If no, we're going to keep targeting for June, July, because, like the UFC has a Mexican card in September. And, man, if you have a Mexican card in September, you can't have that card without me. Like, bro, I truly believe, like, I'm one of the top 3 Mexicans that you have to have in that card. You know, that is gonna put a true Mexican fight up there. It's gonna fight until death. I'm fucking down to die. Everybody already know I'm down to die in the cage. I don't care, man. I'm down to put everything on the line to put on the show for my people, and then that will be my dream. You know.
Sir, I get that, brother. Damn, that shit is tough. Sean Shelby's not gonna have a hard time matching you up with anybody. I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep up.
Whoever, man, whoever. I don't care. Whoever. Just bring a guy that is not gonna run. Bring a guy that's not gonna hook my legs. Bring a guy that's fucking down to fight.
Shit, we're in the savage part of the sport, and I appreciate you for that, brother. Gianni, my man, the champ, was here with us today in the goddamn room. Gianni, thank you so much. I'm gonna put your IG down in the link below. We make sure that we get that so everybody can keep up with your career. Thank you for your time, brother. I know you're busy, and I really appreciate you for that. Thank you to all the people watching. Thank you so much for your curiosity, your time, and your effort. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's how we monetize. We can make a little money here, and at the same time, continue to put on these amazing interviews with all these guests. Gianni Vasquez, Kriptonita, the world champ, baby. We're hoping to see you soon, June, July. We'll keep it in prayer, my brother, but I'm hoping that we get that call. We get to see it in the UFC, and definitely I'm going to have to be able to take this part of the episode where you told me that. I'm just going to clip it and be like, he told us so.
You will see, my brother. It's gonna come true for sure. And then thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for the opportunity and the space. I appreciate. As a fighter, I'm gonna tell you this because some people, they're fucking salty and they're not gonna say that. But as a fighter, we are everything we are is because of you guys. It's because the fans. It's because you guys, the media, because all the podcast people, they wanna put some time from you into us. And then thank you so much for that. I appreciate, and then I always gonna be grateful for people that support our careers, because we are everything because of you guys.
There you have it, people. The world champ and the people's champ, my boy Gianni Vasquez, Kriptonita. We look forward to your career, brother. Thank you so much, my brother, and keep your peace.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Take care, man.